everybody. Welcome back to Rancho Cordova Arts and our lessons for today. So thank you for all of those who have been watching our artists try to keep you in a positive state of mind and give you little something to do while you are sequestered in your house and going through this COVID-19 stuff. Today I'm going to show you how to do a different type of collage, and this collage is going to require you to have a piece of paper, something like a plain piece of watercolor paper, something heavy, cardstock will work, a magazine. You're going to tear out some pages of a magazine. We're just going to use, it doesn't matter what the magazine is. I've used some 1970s airplane magazines because I have an awful lot of those hanging around. Don't ask me. And then you'll need a glue stick, you'll need a cutting device and a ruler. So let's get started. All right, hopefully everybody can see my workstation there. So what I've done is I've just gone through a magazine and I've pulled out some that have some different colors, some that have a lot of color like this, some that have different variety of colors. So you want to get a broad palette. So what I've done so that you don't have to sit and watch me cut paper all day is I have already cut some of the paper that you will see right here to my right, okay? But what I'm going to do is I am going to show you how I did cut it so that we are being pretty explicit on how we did this. So any ruler will do. So I'm going to get a piece of paper. So I really liked this orange. So I'm looking for about a 1/4 inch. Now if you've torn it out, you want to make sure that you have a good blade in your X-Acto knife. Or you can use one of those things, but this is pretty much what I would recommend. If you have a cutting surface that one of those healing cutting boards like this, that's great. If not, get some cardboard or something even a little sturdier, because if you cut on mom's coffee table or kitchen table, you're probably going to be grounded for longer than the COVID-19 quarantine. All right, so we're just going to put our ruler up here, and I'm just going to straighten this out because I want a nice clean edge to work off of, okay? So then I'm just going to eyeball it top and bottom. That looks like about it. And I'm just cutting these about a 1/4 inch. You don't want them too thin that they're too hard to work with, but you also don't want them too big and bulky because it doesn't have as cool an effect on your piece. So I would recommend getting a lot of your paper already cut out. That way you can just work a lot quicker. And then what I've done is I've gone ahead, so you don't have to watch me draw. I've made an outline of an elephant. So you can search on Google, look for just an outline of an animal or something that you want to draw, because what we're going to do is we're going to fill in this outline, okay? So again, glue stick, little X-Acto knife, and away we go. So I'm going to start back here because this looks like a great place to start, and I'm just going to get a line there, and I've gone all the way down. Now our first one, so I want to use the orange, so I want to make sure that that orange is definitely going to be far enough up so that it hits this line, and then I'm just going to press down on that, okay? Now it's only going to stick where I've glued inside the lines. So I want to follow this line and the tail and his line on the back, and I just take that off. And see, I kind of got it a little bit, so it's okay because we can fix that later. So we're going to take this, his tail probably comes off right about here and goes down. We're going to take that off. Okay, there's our first piece. Now I could go back if I wanted to be really strict about this line, and I could take one of my little slivers like this, and I could press that down in there, making sure that where I did that is right up next to that one so that you don't see the paper on the inside. Okay, now I'm going to get a different color, and I like how blue goes off of the orange here. So again, I'm going to make sure that I'm right up against up here at the top and down here, so that I make sure that my color is going to show all the way. And then I have pushed down a little bit. I'm right up against this. And I can kind of lift this up to see where my mark is a little bit. And pull that away. I didn't do such a great job there. But again, I can go back in and with a little more glue, stick that blue right back down again. There's nothing worse than having sticky fingers trying to do this. Okay, so I'm going to make my cut a little further up here and go down here. And I'm going to lift that off. Make sure that that's right up against that. Okay, now I'm going to lay down a little bit more glue. And I want to keep my glue inside the line. I want to cut off this piece that's going up his back. Now let's do some yellow, because yellow plays off blue pretty well. So we're going to get right up next to that, make sure it's butted up against there. Put that down. Once you've done a couple, it gets a little easier. You can kind of get the handle of it. We're going to cut off right here where his hoof meets there. I guess they don't really have hooves, but I'm not from Africa, so I wouldn't know that. Okay, so a little bit more glue. Let's do something a little bit brighter, a little bit more vivid, and right up against that last piece. Okay, make sure that it's put down there. Let's cut this one off across. Now sometimes you might want to wait a little bit to cut these once the glue dries a little bit, because they'll be easier. So you just keep going and keep going and keep going, that you're putting those strips in a vertical all the way across. So I did one so that you could see what a finished product looks like. And there is my gecko. And you can see that after I finished, and I gotta tell you, these were really fun to do. I just used scissors and kind of cut them down and fit them as best I could in there, and they actually turned out pretty darn good. Then I took a Sharpie and I went around and outlined the creature. Now I could see using this as something that I painted a background on, you know, painted the background of. I could cut this out because it's on a nice thick cardstock or watercolor paper and just put these all around my room in the house. Or I might find a use if I cut this out and used it as a multimedia piece. So you might just see either an elephant or a gecko in one of my new paintings coming up later on. I don't know, but I'm definitely going to save it. So we really appreciate you tuning in and watching our little videos. Hopefully we're going to give you some inspiration. Doesn't have to be exactly what it is we are doing, but maybe you take a little nugget from here and a little nugget from there. Again, thanks for watching. If you would like more information on how to become a Rancho Cordova Arts member, you can go to ranchocordovaarts.org and click the button Join Us, and you can pay right online, because we do have our members show coming up in July, and June 25th, I believe, is our digital entry. So get prepared for the roaring in the 20s. All right? See you guys next time. Bye.